So what's good, homies? It's your man, Dr. BOA. Got a North story, man, that the homies been coming to me on IG about. There's a guy, man, Ryan Henry. He owns the tattoo shop on Black Ink Chicago. If you know anything about that show, you know exactly who I'm talking about. Man, his best friend, ex-best friend now, who rumor has it is a cancer survivor, man. Dude's name is Anthony Lindsey, man, and he's come out, man, and said that, man, Ryan Henry has been creeping around with his baby mama, man. Now, I want you to think about this. I know we can all say, well, you know, man, well, that's his baby mama. She the one loyal to him. Man, we talking about the homie best friend. We talking about the dude that he named godfather of his child. And Ryan Henry accepted that distinction as godfather of this man's child, only to turn around and knock down his baby mama, man. See, we're not going to blame the woman on this one because the woman just being a woman. We're going to blame the so-called best friend who obviously still has trouble with women because with the notoriety and fame and financial security that he's securing right now, it would seem really weird that he souped the such lows as dealing with his best friend's baby mama, his godson's mother. Let's take a deep dive on this one. But first, let's elevate to a higher plane. Prepare for takeoff. Now, I know some beta male sit man Johnny gonna come in here and say, well, Dr. BOA, you always talk about the woman gonna do this. He should have been loyal to the woman. He should have picked the right woman. He should have picked the right friend. He should have did all this, man. You trying to blame it on the dude. The dude just being a dude. And the woman, she's supposed to be the one that's a queen, and she's supposed to look out for him. You don't know what you're talking about, Dr. BOA. Always attacking the man, always siding with the woman. You ain't an alpha male. You're an alfalfa male. Unsubscribe. Okay, cool. Before you go, sucker, let me tell you this. The woman is just being a woman. That's just what women do. All this talk about monkey branching and, you know, this talk about hypergamy and all this, man, and all of these things are what you're seeing taking place. Here's a man who she's been knowing, the best friend of her child's father, and suddenly he catches a break. He's on TV now. He's this star now. You understand? He has a reality show that's going into multiple seasons. Very popular guy. And you know, with popularity comes other opportunities that don't even show up on camera. So of course, women are drawn to that energy. They're drawn to the energy of success. That's just what women are. We know this. But whatever happened to the loyal friend? The loyalty of two men who have built a relationship based on experience and struggle, based on experiencing life's ups and downs with one another, being there when one another went through the trials and turmoils of life, man. Whatever happened to those times where a man would say, no, there are too many women in the world for me to deal with my best friend's baby mama. There's too many women in the world for me to confuse my godson about why Uncle Ryan is sleeping in the bed with my mama. I thought my dad and Uncle Ryan were friends. Well, your dad thought so too. The only one who didn't seem to think so was Uncle Ryan. Man, let me tell you something. This man ain't even tripping about the woman, because a woman gonna be a woman. We already know this. They're gonna gravitate toward where the paper is. You understand what I'm saying? They're gonna gravitate toward the paper. The more things you have together, the more they're gonna gravitate towards you. So if you got your mind right, your body right, and your money right, they're gonna gravitate towards you more than they would any other man. That's just what women do. It's in their nature. You can't change their nature. That's just what it is. You got to accept it and roll with it. But what we're talking about right here, man, is somebody, man, who you probably have told some secrets, man, or y'all probably done some dirt together, man, that nobody knows about, man. You know what I'm saying? And here is a man that you just expect to not cross that line. That's why I tell you, man, you have to be able to gauge people morally. You have to know who you're dealing with, because a man who doesn't have morality has no lines. There are no lines. There are no parameters that he can't cross, because there are no parameters locking him into any type of specific lifestyle or specific way of living. He is a man who does what he wants, regardless of who's affected by it. He is a man who focuses on his own pleasure, his own desires. He is a man who builds his life based on what he wants, and no matter who he has to step on, he's going to step on them. And I say this to you, men. All I know is this. I don't want to be in a situation where a guy that I think is my partner is a snake in the grass throughout our entire friendship, and I don't find out until it comes to a point where he crosses a line that no man should cross. Because if a man will get it in with the mother of his godson, your son, he'll get it in with your wife as well. And I know some man's gonna say, well, man, it's the wife's responsibility. It's never been a woman's responsibility to be righteous and be holy and be wholesome. Women have only done that when they've been governed by men and forced to do that, under the threat of punishment, severe punishment, consequences and repercussions that they just didn't want to deal with. Women have never just been these angelic beings, bro. That's not their nature. It has never been their nature. It is men who have to live the standard of righteousness, live the standard of manliness, masculinity, honesty, honor, integrity. Men must exhibit these things. Men must internalize these things so they show externally when we deal with one another. So no, it's not the woman's responsibility. It's Ryan's responsibility to not stab his friend in the back like this. Some women are off limits. Women outnumber us 8-1 out here. You mean to tell me that one woman can't be off limits to you? That's why I don't rock with guys, man, who don't rock with God, man. If you don't rock with the Most High, then I can't trust you to be able to control yourself, because you have no reason to control yourself, because in your mind, nothing you do is wrong. Nothing you do is wrong. When a man crosses this line, it reeks of desperation. It reeks of a man who is still having turmoil. Not every man who gets to a little bit of money, man, is going to be a man who understands the position he's in. See, if you're a beta male simp mangina and you broke, you're going to be a beta male simp mangina when you get paid. Money don't make you alpha. Money don't make you any less beta than you were before. It just gives you a larger range of territory to be beta in. It gives you more of an influx of women to be beta with. It gives you more of a jackpot of money to engage in your beta activities with. No man should have to wake up, man, and look at a man that he trusted to be around his family, a man that he thought was his best friend, to stab him in the back like this. And I also tell you this. This is why there is no such thing as a damn best friend. The only person you can trust to be your best friend is yourself. So all these guys making all these alliances all the time. Every time you see them, they buddy with somebody else. And now they buddy with somebody else. They everybody's buddy. I don't rock with guys like that. Not because anything's wrong with them being buddy with everyone. It don't affect me. I don't care. But because that man is unaware of the reality of the life he lives in, the world we live in. You can't trust any man any further than his weaknesses. And when I say weaknesses, I mean desires, those things he can't overcome, his addictions. You can't trust any man any further than his addictions allow him to go. And if a man is addicted to attention from women, affection from women, validation from women, and lo and behold, sex from women, he is a man that cannot be counted on to stand on principle, to stand on the honor, precepts, and commandments of the Most High. Because when you're weak for sex, you're not weak for sex. You're weak for pleasure. And a man who seeks pleasure and is weak for pleasure will eventually find himself in a bad situation. Karma is a bad broad. And she will always visit a man who steps behind his partner's back and gets with his woman. Because this is the thing. Let's take the legal marriage out of it and talk about the understanding of the Most High. His baby mama is his wife. And so in essence, what Ryan Henry has done is committed adultery with his brother's wife. And the man shall take no bribe. If a man steals, he shall repay sevenfold, even if he have to give all the substance of his house. But a man who commits adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. A wound and reproach shall he get. Anyone who agrees with this man's actions, anyone who says that it's the woman's fault and not the man's, you better be a woman. Because if you're a man and you feel like it's the woman's fault and not the man's, you might as well be a woman. Because you think just like one. This should never happen. And when it does, you have to understand that you didn't have your lawnmower set low enough because your grass was still too high to see the snakes at your ankles. Y'all comment down below and let me know what you think about this topic, man. I look forward to hearing what you men have to say. I'm out. It's the book of Alpha running, man, homie. Read it.